Hello, I'm Cherish.
And I'm Joy.
And we're
Musicals,
Physicals Musicals. And we just got back from. Oops. Not just got back. The Kite Runner. Yay! Okay, so I think our last show was
Between the Lines.
Between the Lines. That was back in September. I think it's September. Yeah, and it's like mid-August, right? Mid-October right now. So it's been a little while since we, sat in the theater. And
Actually, no. It was August 31st. I have the ticket here. It's been a while.
I can't believe it. I even was saying our last video, we had so many shows lined up. I think by now we have seen The Lion King 6 like twice. Was going to 6 again later this month. Like something else we had seen. Oh, we had seen Waitress.
Carolina Chains, I think. Or was that November?
Maybe that was November.
Either way, we saw a lot of stuff like rapid.
But anyway, hopefully we're gonna get back to seeing some shows soon, like more often and things like that. Cause there's so much we want to see. The season is gonna be like amazing. Just like being in the theater district and like seeing the different marquees. I'm like yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. So, but yeah, the Kite Runner was closing. It was limited anyway. We did want to see it, and then I was like double checking something, and it was closing. It's closing at the end of this month, and I was like, whoa. Okay, so we gotta go. Got some tickets, took our mother, and we also the Kite Runner. Now, Mom read the book.
Yes.
Joy and I saw the movie.
A long time ago.
Yeah. And to be quite honest, I couldn't remember much like of the plot. So like basically like just like how do I say it?
I don't even know where you're going.
I was just to say like there's like a plot point. There's like a piece of a plot that happens in the show that kind of like gobsmacked me because I didn't even remember it from like the movie. But you said that's all you remembered about the movie, so I was like, oh no. But yeah, apparently the lady in front of us, she also read the book, and she was saying the the plays book is very similar to like the book. The novel, I should say rather, but yeah.
But it was a beautiful day to go see a show today.
It really was. Like weather-wise. You want to tell people what it's about?
Okay, so the Kite Runner is about a man who is a writer, and he, I guess, he's walking us through his life in Kabul, Afghanistan as a child in the 70s, and he's part of this upper class of like Afghani people, and his father has a servant, and the servant has a son, and so his son, and they literally grew up together like as babies, and like he was saying, they were nursed together by the same woman, like wet nurse. They had the same wet nurse. Anyway, so he's really good friends with his servant, but but it's kind of hard because he also is like
it's like kind of like tribalism going
on. Yeah, like tribalism is a lot of like classism going on too. But anyway, so the whole thing is about like this servant boy is like a really good kite runner, and basically Kabul had like this kite like festival where you like fight kites or whatever, and his father had won it as a boy, and he has like a turbulent relationship with his father. He thinks his father hates him because his mother died during childbirth. So his father had won this kite festival back when he was a child, and he thinks, if he wins, he'll just win his father's affection. And so he works really hard at this festival. He ends up winning. His friend, his servant / friend Asan, runs the kite, but he's different. He likes to write, he likes poetry, and so he's picked on a lot by like the local boys and things like that. And
Because he's a little sore.
He's soft, you know. He's not a fighter. He's not, you know, anything like that. But Asan always has his back, and this time Asan is by himself, and he gets into like you know, like it's not a very nice situation for Asan. He can't defend himself. Something terribly happens to him. I don't want to give away the plot in case anyone ever wants to read the book or watch the movie. But anyway, Amir sees it happening and doesn't help because he's scared and afraid, and he carries this guilt with him for like his whole life, and he kind of pushes, you know, Asan away, and you know he ends up framing him so that he, you know, can go away, and he doesn't see him again. Anyway, you know, Afghanistan it's a turbulent time there as well. The Russians came, and
The rise of the Taliban.
the Taliban, you know, happens. Anyway, he ends up being, you know, a refugee in San Francisco with his father. They went from like living in this big giant house to like, you know, basically like poor immigrants in America and San Francisco. And he's, you know, he's an adult now. You know, he graduated high school. He gets married, and his father's old friend calls him back to Pakistan to see him. It's like he has a way for him to be good again, and it involves, you know, confronting his past, and like he kind of gets to make things right again through, you know, Asan's son, Sarab, and at the end he flies a kite and he runs it himself as well. He you know, so it's a full circle sort of story, you know, like things like that. But
we almost did this review with our mother, and she would have told you that who played Amir?
Amir.
Oh, right. Amir
Played by Amir. Uh-huh.
He said he did the Viola Davis like snot, like snot cries. Very, very, very touching like show. I would say like I really enjoyed it. I just like the look of it like visually, the sounds like
you
of the
talk
show.
about the set and stuff?
Oh yeah, so the set is relatively simple. So it was at the Hayes Theater, which is the same place we saw Take Me Out. Looks nothing like how the stage looked at Take Me Out. There are these two like kind of like wooden like ramps that you
like
can
half
see.
Heights a little bit. Not like a little bit long,
Right.
Yeah.
Minus the curve, it's a little more angled. Then there's like a rug, and
There's a wall in the back.
A wall in the back. They're like these backdrops. I think they're
pickets.
kites.
They
I think
look
they're
like
kites.
pickets.
Oh yeah, those too. Oh, I was thinking of like the kite backdrops.
Oh, that comes down.
Yeah, like there's those. Those are really cool. I was like, oh, they're kites. I can't remember when I was like, oh, they're kites. And then and then like pickets. They kind of look like a skyline almost.
When they
a little
project
bit.
San Francisco on them, like buildings on them.
But even when it was in San Francisco, it looked a bit.
Obviously, it looked like a fence to me.
Oh, but it looks a bit like a sky. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's like a. No, it's not on here.
There's no.
So like basically, this playbill is like the color of the show. I'm not explaining. Like the show was like this.
Really
and then pretty simple set. More so things come on and off. You said
manually.
Yeah, manually. Right. There's like really nothing electric aside from maybe like the ramps. We sat stage right, and at the start of the show, there's a guy. It's called a tabla. Orchestra right. What I said stage right. Orchestra right. And it was like a little drum setup, but he's called the tabla.
I think they're called tablas.
Yeah.
His name is Salar. I think that's his name. If I'm remembering right.
Salar Nadir. Yeah.
Salar.
And he's actually kind of like the heartbeat like of the show. Like in a way, he like starts off the show. He literally has like a little concert to himself, and then like the cast show up. And he's there throughout the show, and after the
he does come on and off though.
Yeah, he does
sometimes.
Yeah, he they moved the drums to the other side of the stage for the second act. I was kind of sad about it, but you can see him. He like interacts like with the cast a bit. He has like cues too. Like he plays like the ambient like music and does like when things are tense, like the drums sound tense, and he just like yeah. So that was really nice. Because it's a play, so you know you don't really think about music when you think of plays, but I find sometimes the plays have some like the best like music, especially when they're like changing the scene.
To this day, I remember it was the Top Girls.
Yes,
that had great scene change music. Top Girls was like woo back when we were kids, like high school, like yeah.
But yeah, so that was cool. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the scene.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it was relatively simple, but it worked.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I think what I find so interesting about the show is that Amir plays himself as a child, which that's kind of how it starts. Like he narrates the whole show, but it's not like he narrates like, oh, he changes in and out of costume to kind of put you. He literally will just go from talking like he's reading his like what do you call it autobiography,
right?
And then like he'll go into like something in like a mannerism. And you're like, oh, he's a child. I was confused at first. I was like, wait, oh yeah, so these adults they're playing like children. You know, you just like I think some people could be a little confusing because they're obviously grown people playing like 12-year-old boys. But like,
it was really well done. I think.
Yeah, I thought it was well done.
The show was like double and triple casted in many places.
Yeah, my only complaint with the show was that I wish they showed them fighting the kites. The whole big scene of him winning like the kite festival thing was basically use your imagination.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, like I'm not familiar that much with kites, but I guess I can see what they're talking about. And he's like moving his body like he's flying the kite, but you see nothing. And so I was just like, I kind of was wishing that maybe they used a projection or something to show us like.
We just got like a big kite that was kind of like lowered down or something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Because they did have like two like.
Oh yeah, there were kites in the show. Like they weren't all imaginary, but like yes, well like Joy's talking about like this like big moment. It's like this like turning point in his like relationship with like his dad, or this is a turning point in the story in general, right? He just we were like, oh, okay.
I would have liked to see more like visual, like you know, like that's what I would have liked to have seen. So, but other than that, I thought it was pretty good. I don't know. I feel like what was I gonna say? I
went in with. I didn't have high expectations or low expectations. I honestly had no idea like what to expect. Like I said, we didn't really. It's been such a long time since we saw the movie, and clearly it didn't stick with us, like the plot, anything like that. But I definitely maybe I should like read the book.
Yeah.
But now I don't want to be sad. Yeah. They didn't even say like, you know, his wife, before she was his wife, like they were talking about Wuthering Heights, which is what she was reading, and she was like, he was like so sad, and she was like, yeah, but sad stories, sad things make like great stories, and he was like, yeah, I know, and I was just like, wow, it's like a real good metaphor for like this whole like show or you know the novel basically.
So sad, but it makes a great story.
When you think about it.
Like, yeah. Also, the cast would use like these, you know, like those party toys that make like noise when you spin them. But it made like a wind kind of sound, and they were like wooden. Yeah, they would use that a lot for like the ambience and stuff. And I want one.
Yeah, like what is that instrument? Can you guys tell us what that is? It an instrument? It has to be.
I would guess, right? I would think so. I don't know. I don't see it in the thing. I was trying to find it, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I think one of the best things about this production though is that the cast is actually I'm assuming they're from Afghanistan or nearby.
Mm.
Like the cast is all like Muslim,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you know their names, like you just don't see these names
And the playbills,
you
yeah.
know, so often. So I think I really appreciated seeing like, you know, like these names and like a playbill. Like maybe they're not all like Afghani, but yeah, I'm just like, wow, like it taught me a lot. I was like, oh yeah, the Russians were in Afghanistan in the 70s. Crazy. Like,
But I feel like you knew that. You didn't know that?
I think I did, but like, you know, like when it comes like and it's reminded to you, like
Mm-hmm.
I just
I will say though that a man need his
yeah.
ASS beat. I tell you, I was just like, I was like, and this is why. Nah, I don't want to be like, this is why your dad didn't like you, but like, literally, this is why your dad doesn't like you. Like, grow up, spine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my god. Even at the end, like you can tell he's like making right, like in the world, and I was still like, nope.
He gonna mess it up.
You got no, but he got to do a little more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I got to do a little more than that. And this is like no shade to the actor. He was like great. That just shows how good of an actor he was. Because I was just like, how you go to sleep at night, sir?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Mm-hmm.
How do you lay your head on the pillow at night? But yeah, that was quite a roller coaster, wasn't it? I was like, wow. I'm so happy with like seeing more plays, like, cause like I was like, wow, we really been kind of snubbing plays.
Yeah, and speaking of plays, we really want to see the piano lesson, the death of the salesman.
Oh yeah,
so many, like
so many plays. Like on our list, like so many plays. I'm like, we've never had plays on our list like ever really.
Stacked back to back.
Yeah, not like that. But yeah, we also got some merch. You want to see the merch?
Also, merch is selling kites. We did not get one.
I'm kind of sad about that. I kind of want a kite.
Yeah, the kites are not
Can I
sold
buy
online.
They're not?
No. Yeah, you would have to.
I gotta go back?
Go back. We could probably ask to just buy something and walk out.
I tell you. Oh, you didn't tell me it was purple. Why I thought it did not look purple in the.
Yeah, I thought it was a maroon.
Me
color.
neither. I didn't pay attention.
Oh yeah.
No,
I didn't get mom one. Sorry, mom. If you want one, we'll get you one.
Okay, so kite runner, and then
there's a way to be.
There's a way to be good.
That's what his father's friend tells him.
Yeah.
He tells him to come to Pakistan.
Oh, I'm wearing this.
It's so cute, right?
Oh no, this color, cause this is my color.
It's cute. This is one of the cutest playbills. I love like colored playbills.
Can I just say, claps to Broadway, because I thought when Broadway came back, we were not getting colored playbills no more. I thought these shows were gonna cheap out. No, I'm so serious. I thought the shows were gonna like cheap out on us and like not and do away with the colored playbills, because they was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were just like not.
How many waitress playbills we have in black and white?
Like I didn't understand that, but and we got. Naturally. Stop it. It's so cute. Okay. And
oh, right. A window card, of course. There's no hands on this bag either. or does it do this.
So that's how you guys. I was like complaining. Cause after we saw Into the Woods and our window card got a little messed up because it was raining and they put the window card in a paper bag, and it like ruined our anyway. So I was like complaining about it, and then I like tagged Creative Goods and Creative Goods were like, oh no, I'm so sorry, but like we didn't do the merch for that show. Otherwise we would like get you a new playbill. I was like, oh, okay, and then I ended up like. They ended up like DMing me, and I was just explaining to them like what type of bag I would like to see for window cards and stuff like that. Because Joy and I always buy window cards, and they were like, these are all actually really great suggestions. Like thanks, but yeah.
We haven't seen the fruit of Cherish's anger yet, so
I tried my best. Honestly, if I had a product designing mine. I would just do it myself personally, but and then sell them and then make a fortune. But
to make reusable
yeah,
window card bags.
that was my. It was. I was like, it would be structured, and it would have a closing, and it might also have a little pocket to put like a little magnet or like a pin in it or something like that. Also, it would be able to hold like 1 or 2 window cards for those like 2 show days, and it would have a short handle and like a long handle, like a tote handle, you know, just for your traveling needs and styles or whatever. And
it should be able to hold the window card up, so when you do sit in your seat,
yeah,
the window card, it doesn't like
structured.
It doesn't do that.
Yes,
you know. So.
But maybe they're working on it. Who knows? I don't know. My birthday is coming in January. Creative goods, so that would make a great birthday present. Just saying. You guys have my information. But thank you for watching. Go see the kite runner if you can. It's closing like the 30th, I think,
end of this month
of October. So you don't have a lot of time. The Hayes Theater, there's not a bad seat in the place. Only bad thing is the seats are a little tight.
Yeah.
They're a little cozy.
Just don't sit so close with the kite runner.
Oh yeah, the stage is a bit high. We were upstairs before at the Hayes Theater, but this time we were in orchestra. So
you might want to sit at least 4 or 5 rows back.
Yeah, because we were like row E, but it was like the 3rd row. Yeah, it was the 3rd row in orchestra, right? So it was like, yeah, and then, but I think we had a good vantage actually. Well, at least I did. I had the aisle seat, but yeah. So thanks for watching.
Bye.